A new long-range version of the refreshed Model S was recently spotted, and it appears like Tesla has a slightly new version of the Yoke steering wheel. Let's take a look at this latest refreshed Model S sighting and talk about some of the changes. I'm Jonathan, and welcome to Cleanerwatt. This video is made possible in part by the wonderful Patreon supporters who support me every month. If you're interested in supporting my work and helping me make new content, I'll put a link to the Patreon community in the description below. Initially, it appeared like Tesla would be able to deliver the newly refreshed Model S in March of this year. However, March has come and gone, and here we are in May of 2021, and there have been some serious production delays for the Model S. As I covered in depth in a previous video, Elon Musk in the Q1 2021 conference call did give us some reasons for this delay. He mentioned the issues around the computer chip shortage, some serious supply chain disruptions, and he also mentioned that the newly redesigned Model S battery pack with the improved 18650 cells took quite a bit of development to ensure that they were safe. If you go to Tesla's website right now and you order a brand new long-range Model S, Tesla estimates that you can expect delivery in September or October of this year. If you order the Plaid version of the Model S, Tesla expects delivery sometime in August or September of this year. It is of course important to note that these delivery estimates are for brand new orders. Existing orders I expect to be delivered as early as even this month, and I have some details around that and I'll share that later on in the video. Now, while these delays to the production of the Model S might be somewhat frustrating if you have an order in and you're waiting for a new vehicle, I am glad that Tesla is taking advantage of this time to make some improvements on the design. Aaron S5_ on Twitter recently cited a brand new refreshed Model S, a long-range version, and he tweeted this out with a side-by-side picture showing a previous sighting by the kilowatts and the sighting that he had. If you look closely, the Yoke steering wheel does have a couple small updates. For reference, here's a picture that the kilowatts took a few months ago of the refreshed Model S steering wheel in the wild. And as you can see on this new version, there's a nice little raised bar on either side of the steering wheel in between where the capacitive touch buttons are positioned. Now, when it comes to the reason for this new raised up ridge, the kilowatts on Twitter mentioned that it appears to be intended to help drivers focus on driving in a very similar way to the little ridge that's found on the F and J keys on your keyboard. In a very similar way to using stocks in a normal vehicle where you don't have to look in order to grab the stock, these little ridges will allow you to be able to use the indicator and other important functions on the steering wheel without having to look down. So while this may be a very small change, I think it is a really important change, and I'm really glad that Tesla made it. There is also another small change that Tesla made to the Yoke. As you can see there on the left-hand side, the new version that was recently spotted versus the older version that was captured by the kilowatts. This may once again appear like a small change, but when it comes to the comfort of the steering wheel and your hands running across this area, this new smooth continuous design is going to be a lot more comfortable than what the old design would have been. Here's an official picture from Tesla showing this lower area of the steering wheel with the updated shape. However, this picture does not yet include that little ridge that we talked about earlier. Something else that Aaron pointed out to me was the fact that the vehicle he spotted was a long-range version of the Model S, not the Plaid version, and it did have the aluminum pedals, which in the past were only included in the performance variants of the Model S. We knew that the Plaid Model S would have the aluminum pedals, but it appears like the long-range version will have them as well. Also, Aaron had a couple other pictures of the interior, including this one, which gives a nice close-up of the ventilated seats that Tesla is including in the newly refreshed Model S. This is of course a really important, somewhat expected luxury feature for a vehicle in this price range. Aaron also got a shot of how the rear screen looks in real life. And as a reminder, this rear screen will allow the rear passengers to access certain multimedia features, including the built-in video games. The new Model S and X, as Ryan McCaffrey pointed out on Twitter, is going to have as much processing power as a PS5. So I think it's really great with this processing power that you'll be able to enjoy these video games and multimedia features in both the rear and the front of the vehicle. Aaron also got a picture of the new, larger repeater side camera, and as you can see, it sticks out quite a bit more than the old design. When it comes to the reason for this sticking out so much further, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the new Model S has a wider rear body, as Tesla has pointed out. And as you can see in this particular picture of the back that Aaron took, this extra rear width, I believe, requires these side repeater cameras to have a little bit different angle than the old design. Aaron also got this picture of the rear of the vehicle, showing what the rear diffuser looks like in real life. Now, getting back to the question of delivery timing, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, I believe we have some really good news, and we could even see Model S deliveries as soon as this month. User Hudster2 on Twitter recently put up this message that he received from Tesla Delivery, and this message alludes to the fact that sometime next week, there should be an estimated delivery date provided to this particular customer. This, of course, falls right in line with what Elon Musk talked about in the Q1 2021 conference call when he mentioned that the newly refreshed Model S delivery should begin in May and should reach high volume sometime in Q3 of this year. I'd like to move over now to some other changes that we expect with the refreshed Model S, ones that are not necessarily new news, but I believe they're very noteworthy, and these are things that I haven't mentioned in the past. On April 5th, Drive Tesla Canada put out this article talking about how with the recent Plaid Model S sighting, the pictures that were captured all but confirms it will come with a tow hitch. As you can see on the picture, it appears like there is an area for that middle section to pop out to reveal a tow hitch. Also, as they mentioned in this article and also a previous article, in the source code in the Tesla Design Studio, they did find a sentence talking about how the Model S would have a Class 2 steel tow bar capable of towing 3,500 pounds. This article also pointed out once again that the newly refreshed Model S at some point should also once again offer the 7-seat version with the added 2 rear seats. Something else that is really noteworthy and I think is important to point out is that because of the new Smart Shift features that Elon Musk has talked about, the new screen layout, and also the added rear screen, the new Model S and X will likely ship with version 11 of Tesla's software. On March 22nd, Teslarati put out some leaked images of the new version 11 of Tesla's software, and as you can see, it looks quite a bit different than the current version. Also, Twitter user @NorthernTesla pointed out, based on some of the pictures from this leak, that the Tesla Model S appears to now have an adjustable tilting screen. So in conclusion, I do believe that the refreshed Model S will be worth the wait and will be even better than expected. I also believe there will be many surprises and many improvements that we didn't expect, as well as a few fun Easter eggs as well. Elon Musk has mentioned in the past that demand is really strong for the refreshed Model S, and I can see why. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you learned something as well. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, if you click the bell icon, you'll be notified when new videos are published. Also, if you did like the video, please consider clicking the like button because it helps other people find the video as well. Thank you so much.